Hello everyone. We just hit 1:30 on our clock, and thanks for all your patience. Hope I am audible and my screen is visible. So I welcome you all today on our webinar, 5 Reasons Why Your Business Needs a Kiosk Solution. So moving on. About the speakers, I am Anjana Joshi, Community Evangelist at 42 Gears. And I'm excited to walk you through the world of Kiosk solution and how they can make a real difference to your business. With me is Ayush Siddharth, technical consultant at 42 Gears, with his extensive experience in large-scale deployments, over 2 million devices across postal services and major projects in some logistic sector. These are quick housekeeping notes. This session is being recorded, and feel free to ask any question in the chat box, which is on the right hand side, and we will take them up during the Q&A. So here is what we will cover today. We'll start with what is a kiosk solution really is. I'm sure most of you are already familiar with what a kiosk solution, but just to set the stage, I'll just brief it. And then we will discuss some challenges of the not having kiosk solution in the business and how SureMDM can help solve them. And we'll take a look at features, use cases, benefits, and some best practices. And then we'll see SureMDM in action, and we can lastly have a question and answer session. So, like I mentioned, what is a kiosk solution? In a layman language, a kiosk solution is a way to lock down a device. It can be a smartphone, laptop, tablet, or an iPad, so that it can only perform specific tasks like running one or more apps, showing a specific website, or playing some videos or images. This kiosk mode is especially useful for shared or public usage devices, and this setup really helps boost productivity, prevent misuse, and make sure the device is used only for its intended purpose. And why it really matters? Because without a kiosk solution, users of the device may open unnecessary apps or the website, or may tamper with the settings, or even install unapproved software or apps. So all of this increases security risks, lower productivity, and create more work for IT. So that's where kiosk comes in and prevents all that. And our next slide is discussing challenges without a kiosk solution. So let me talk a little in detail about these big 5 headaches that businesses face. To start with, I'm mentioning device misuse, wherein employees, customers, or users may use the devices for their personal browsing or gaming, or for maybe accessing the social media. That might result in a higher battery consumption and may drain out the battery when the device is actually needed. Second comes security risks, wherein if the device is unrestricted and having access to others, it might lead to malware attacks or data leaks. And it can also cause inconsistent user experience. Anybody using the device may leave it in a different state, leading to confusion or errors or misuse or go to unattended apps or the settings. And regarding fourth one, it's lack of branding and control. If you do not have a kiosk solution in your business, you might miss out on a clean or a user interface that is a branded user interface. Also, even miss a chance to display customer content or apps. So some last one is the high cost. Everyone are worried about this. So fixing a misused device may result in a high cost, or increased IT support may result in a high cost, or even increased data consumption. So all that add up to a downtime and the high cost. So these are some major challenges businesses usually face without a kiosk solution. So next comes, uh, so how SureMDM actually helps solve them. So the SureMDM solution can achieve this using three default tools, that is SureLock, SureFox, and SureVideo. And here is how those problems can be reduced using the Kiosk solution. That is, lock devices to just one app or the website, or even choose to play a media in loop, and then block some distraction and prevent misuse with web and app blockers, and allows branding through custom kiosk screens, applies security policies like blocking unknown downloads or apps, and importantly saves cost by reducing support tickets and prevent non-business data usage. So to substantiate all this, I have collected some interesting real-world scenarios from Reddit. Let me go through that. So the first one goes as there is a user who would like to block all the AI apps except a few approved ones. So since this business is an InfoSec compliant business, they don't want their end users to use AI apps. So they would like to restrict those apps and allow only required apps for their business on these Androids and iPads. So next is they are asking, is it possible to lock down an iPad to a website? So somebody would like to, use the iPad and allow only required websites. So, and one more user is saying, I want to avoid high cost business subscription to monitor and put the devices, the VR devices in the kiosk mode. So they are looking for a low cost solution. Next is, somebody would like to have a private browsing on Windows, and they are trying to do it with just the private browsing, which is not sufficient enough for the businesses to protect their data. So one more is like, just wondering how other museums do it. So in museums, usually devices are kept at the entrance or in between different stores, and they are wondering how to remotely manage them or put them into kiosk mode and make them work in a restricted environment. Lastly, somebody is straightforward looking for Android kiosk software to show some interactive apps and browsers, and also the screensavers. I hope these are some interesting use cases. Hope you like them. Moving on. So some key features of SureMDM kiosk. So how SureMDM really helps, businesses with kiosk solution is using its single app mode. Let me tell you an interesting story about the single app mode. When I joined this organization, my technical team had given me a device and asked me to go to settings, but which was under single app mode in kiosk, that is SureLock. So what happened when I was trying to go to anywhere, lock it, unlock it, restart it, everything was just restricted, including the hardware buttons on this Android device. So I was not having a clue how to open it. So that's how SureMDM single app mode works. You might have to tap the device for four or n number of times based on what admin permissions are, and then enter the admin password, and then you can access all other application on these devices. That's how powerful single app mode is in SureMDM. Next is multi-app mode. So it lets you allow only a selected group or apps useful for field or retail staff. So one example could be having in logistics, that can be Uber, where you would need a business application to run the Uber app, also having the navigation access. So you would want two or more application to be run on this kiosk mode. That's where multi-app mode comes in. And then comes a share device mode. So it's available on Android, and it is useful especially in the devices which are in shifts. So you can make users can make in with their own login credentials, and they will be allowed to see only what is required for them. And then comes usage analytics, so which helps to track how apps or media are being used. Say there is a mall and there are devices kept at different stores and different users are coming and accessing the apps. So you will get to see which store app is performing better. That way it is great for improvement, engagement improvement, also the content strategy. And then comes driver safety mode. Again, it's available on Android. So on it, what it does is it locks down apps when the device detects motion and helping reduce distraction while driving. Say, for example, the speed limit is set for the particular logistic driver at 80 kilometer per hour. And if the driver is exceeding that speed, the device gets locked down automatically, and admin also will get an alert. That way, it will protect the driver and even the device. Continuing with use cases, next one is web management. Like you can block or allow URLs. You can control which websites can be opened, or you can restrict which are not required or unsafe for viewing. And then comes customizable home screen, which can be done under SureLock. It helps you create a kiosk layout with your branding icons and placement of the apps on the particular device. And next one is HTML wallpaper. It add a fully custom interface with your own design or a layout, and you can even set a dynamic wallpaper with the help of HTML wallpaper. Video kiosk. So what it does, it helps you loop promotional or informational videos, and these are ideal for digital signages in lobbies or exhibitions or museums. The last one is, which is master of all these features, which is remote content updates. As an admin, you can push changes or updates instantly across all devices without even touching them. You don't have to go to the store or where the device is located or get the device to your place. You can do it all remotely from the SureMDM admin console. So with these key features, let's see how SureMDM is helpful across different industries. So the first use case I would like to mention is retail and POS sector. So wherein retail and quick service restaurants are usually using kiosk mode to streamline customer interaction. So you can think of self checkout systems in McD or Domino's where users place orders on their own without any hassle. The person is not required, in-person interaction is not required. They can just do it through self checkout kiosk. And you can also make use of this kiosk solution to display offers, promotions using digital signage solutions. All this helps with faster service, reduced queues, and most importantly, improves customer experience, which we all strive for. So the next industry I have considered is healthcare. In hospitals, kiosk mode plays a crucial role in ensuring device and data are secure and used appropriately. You can display an app or a web page as a visitor, show information terminal, help guests with navigating the facility. Also, some use cases include self-check-in kiosks for patients, reducing manual workload and improving service speed. And a device can be locked down to essential app, ensuring patient data privacy is kept confident. Yeah, one thing, SureMDM is HIPAA compliant. It all improves overall patient satisfaction. That's how you can make it in the healthcare sector. Moving on, it's education. In education space, the first use case can be restrict access to only learning app and exam apps, making sure students stay on track and don't get distracted by non-educational content. Secondly, kiosk help digital track attendance tracking, reducing manual errors and making processes faster, more efficient for both students and administrators. And finally, we can enable guided campus navigation or run digital surveys, which is especially useful for large institutions or during events where quick feedback can be collected, or we can show the directions. So it is all helpful in education in this way. Next industry is logistics and fleet management. For logistic companies, mobile phones are used to capture customer details and navigate routes. So how here SureMDM helps safeguard customer privacy by disabling screenshot, controlling data usage, and locking down the devices in kiosk mode. And also there is a driver safety feature, as I mentioned. It will help with setting speed limit, alerting the admins, making sure the devices and drivers are safe. Thus, that way, SureMDM can be better used in logistic and fleet management. Next comes manufacturing, wherein it helps to restrict access to essential work apps or productivity and compliance. In manufacturing, there will be harsh environments where organizations are using rugged devices for collecting machine readings or maybe employee attendance. So it is important to keep away all the distractions and unauthorized app usage, which can slow down the workflows and might also create security risks. By using kiosk mode, companies can actually lock down devices to only allowed applications or the website. Also, you can make use of share devices mode, which are running on Android for shift-based workers. Just repeating, share device mode allows employees to log in with their own credentials, and based on the login, the customer would get to see the custom configuration configured for them, the specific file access, or app restriction. So these are about some industry use cases. Moving on, we'll see some benefits of using SureMDM kiosk solution. So the first one is stronger security. So when there are no random app openings, no random downloads, no access to security setting, you are ensuring security on these business devices. Next comes the cost efficiency. It ensures less downtime, less IT burden, and even less data consumption. That way you can save on cost. And if you're using the devices in a shared device mode, you can even avoid the cost of purchasing multiple devices. And it also helps in increased productivity. Say when devices are restricted for intended use, there will be work focus. Users or employees will not get distracted, and there will be automatically increase in productivity and reduce downtime for IT. So IT can fix issues remotely. No need to bring in the device or go to device location, as I mentioned. So these are some SureMDM benefits that you can realize using the kiosk mode in your businesses. Lastly, a quick thing from my end, that is best practices for a kiosk implementation. So before you roll out a kiosk mode, what you can do is you can actually analyze your business use case, see whether the single application mode works or a multi-application mode works, or you want to brand yourself on that layout, or whether you should use web filters to avoid distraction and unsafe browsing, or make use of usage analytics to tweak your marketing strategies. Also, make use of remote support for remote troubleshooting, remote updates, and avoid any physical movement of the device. So consider all this, create a strategy, implement it on one or set of devices so that you don't have to worry about deploying it on large number of devices. This way you can make best use of SureMDM kiosk solutions. Okay, it's a demo time. Now that you have seen how SureMDM kiosks can help theoretically, you can show it in action. But before that, I would like to, Aish.
Uh, Hi everyone, good morning and good afternoon. Thank you for joining our webinar today. Whether you run a retail store or you run a restaurant, you healthcare clinic, or any other customer-facing business, I think you need a very robust kiosk solution. Sure MDM, the 42 gears UEM solution, allows IT teams to easily configure these policies and ensure compliance and security. During the demo, we'll dive into different aspects of managing the policies with SureMDM and experience a first-hand demo of the features. So, what are kiosks? Kiosks are self-service solutions that have emerged as an invaluable tool for any industry. Various type of kiosks today allow people to perform a range of services. It can be a mobile phone, it can be a tablet, it can be rugged devices, it can be any type of device. It can be a laptop as well. Businesses benefit from deploying off-the-shelf devices, as kiosk also helps them to save on the infrastructure cost. Sherlock is an industry leading tool uh, to lock devices into kiosk mode. While Sherlock is available as a standalone license, Axis is also included with licenses of SureMDM, which is the 42 gears device management solution. Kiosk mode software locks down the devices into kiosk mode, which offers businesses, more control over their apps. A such kiosk solution software helps them to restrict user access to a single or few specific applications and configure business and content. So before I show you the actual kiosk of 42 gears, I would like to show you the various other basic settings of the MDM that we have on the home page. So this is the home page of the MDM Sure MDM UEM console. So UEM stands for Unified Endpoint Management Console. We support all kinds of devices. It can be Android, Windows, Mac OS, iOS, any type of devices. So I'll just give a quick walkthrough of the 42 gears web console. I will also tell you how to create and manage groups in the MDM, and how what are the information are updated on the device in the real time. On the left hand side, if you see, we have got all the groups and folder here. We can create n number of groups and subgroups. This option helps MDM admin to manage and segregate and even configure devices based on different employees, roles, locations, or departments. And of course, this can be expanded as per use cases. Admins can also easily create a group here in the MDM console. They just have to hit this plus button, and once we have created any group, I can select any of the groups, and I can apply the policies. I can set the policies as a default. uh, and whenever a device is enrolled into the MDM, you can see on the right hand side, I have got all the information of the devices. Like for example, what is the model of it, model, operating system, device name, uh, even the hardware information, like for example, MAC address, IP address, IMEI number, serial number, which Wi-Fi it is connected to, uh, even the software information, like for example, we get all the information of the applications that are currently downloaded on the system, and even the system apps that are already present on the devices. So all these information is available in the real time, and we get the battery info, we get the battery health status, we also get the memory information, like what is the RAM memory, ROM memory. So these all includes the entire device information. And we can also create a pre-enrollment policy for enrollment purposes, where we can put kiosk mode as a default, and admins doesn't have to do any kind of configurations apart from that. Automatically, whenever a device comes into the console, all the policies are automatically deployed, plus the kiosk mode is activated. Okay, now let's quickly show you a device, a live device, where you can see. I will just unlock this device from here itself. Yeah. So this is my live device, and you can see there is no kiosk mode available here. And I'm going to launch the kiosk mode from my MDM directly. This is my device, which says client 001. I'm just going to go into kiosk solution folder, and I can apply the kiosk job which I've already created from previous. Okay, so this is how it will be applied. So once we deploy the Sherlock kiosk, you can see immediately I can see all the applications which are whitelisted by me is visible on the home screen. I can see a company logo, and even I can define what all things and how the alignment happens with the uh, current kiosk mode. Right on the top side, we can also see the title bar settings. So basically, title bar will give the information to the users, so that they can easily identify the assets. They can even inform the IT admins about their assets. If they're facing an issue, they can tell these numbers. So these are unique identifiers which are there on the home screen, which will be always there on the screen. Okay. Plus, you can see there's also a battery, Wi-Fi, and other things that can be visible. It can also be made as a full screen. So this kiosk is completely customizable. So let me quickly show you what all options are there in the kiosk mode. We just go to jobs. We go to the pre-created jobs, that is kiosk solution, and I go into kiosk job, and I just modify it. Okay. So once I modify it, I'll be able to see the allowed applications. So in allowed applications, there are two types of apps. There are visible apps and there are hidden apps. We can add multiple uh, multiple applications here. I just click on add app and I'll get all the list of the applications. I can just search any of the app. For example, if I want to maybe add Bluetooth or something like that, Bluetooth manager, or maybe a flashlight manager. So I can see all the options there. I can just select it and I can enable this application in my visible option. Now there's also option of hidden. So what is hidden? So there are many packages, system packages, or maybe a third-party packages which are not available to us in a I could not see those apps in the real time. So those are basically hidden and installed packages in every system. I could even add those packages directly from the MDM so that the user never faces any issue and we are able to whitelist any packages that are required for a system to function properly. Okay. Now, if I go into visible apps, if I select any any application, I could also start it. I could launch at startup also. So whenever the device starts, automatically the application gets launched. So this is the usage of the application settings, and there are more permissions that I could control from the uh, directly from here, like camera, microphone, location. All I can just configure it and I can keep it like a pre-default settings. Okay. So coming to more settings. So what all settings we have here? Now, best part of Sherlock Kiosk is that if I click on any visible application, I can also get a preview of the entire screen. So I can create a preview like how I want to see my applications. Maybe I want to see this here, or maybe I want to see this here. So I can completely control the preview and the layout of the screen. You can see on the right hand side, I can also control the screen resolution, orientation of it. In case I want to keep a pre-changing logo, wallpaper transitions can also happen. I can configure here from the random play and wallpaper transition upon every unlock, or maybe on a specific time interval. So this is a very good option if you want to create your own kiosk mode uh, at your own requirements, and it is very fast to implement also. Okay. Now if I come back, there are more options here. I can even whitelist applications. So if I go in whitelist the websites, in the websites I can just directly add the HTTPS, and I just have to add the website. It can be a internal URL as well. In that case, we will have to use the HTTP option. Now I can mention here like 42 gears allow subdomains, right? Now I can also define here what websites need to have what type of access. Maybe subdomains should not be allowed, maybe it is allowed. So this will be a requirement which comes on a random basis, so we can configure it as per our own requirements. Plus we also have a file shortcut. In case you want to show any file as a shortcut on the home screen, I can easily show it from here. Okay, let me add one website, 42gears.com. Now this is done, and save it. So even changing the policies is very easy. I just need to modify this job, and once I modify this, I just need to save this. Once it is saved, you'll be able to see it here. Now if I show you more of the policies, like what all extra we have, right? Obviously we have this allowed applications where I just created all the pre-created preview. I can also see a title bar here. So this title bar also can be fully modified. If I go into Sherlock settings, if I just search here title bar, I'll be able to see what is the text that I want to display, what should the font size, what should the font color. I can completely manage the entire title bar from here itself. Now there are more settings towards kiosk, right? If you see there's a setting button also. If I click on the settings button, you can see we have a Bluetooth manager, we have brightness settings, we have flashlight manager, we have hotspot manager. So similarly, basically these are the settings plugins that we have pre-developed and integrated within Sherlock itself. Now whenever you create a kiosk mode, you should not allow the full setting, right? If you allow the full setting to the users, they can misuse the settings, they can allow anything, they can basically use the device that they are not intended to use. So for that purpose, we have developed a plugin wherein we will add these plugin applications like Wi-Fi Center, Flashlight Manager. So users can directly access it from here. I can set the brightness of my screen. I can lower it. I can decrease it or increase it as per my own wish, right? So we have taken care of all the settings, important settings that are required for any device to function properly, or any user to, use this device for transactions or for billing or any use case. Okay. So here for this also we can directly create a plugin. You can see we have a plugin app where we can whitelist the plugin settings directly from here. If I go into Sherlock settings, I'll find the plugin. Uh, okay, in the title bar also I can see, and if I show you the next settings, it's the wallpaper settings, right? So wallpapers are very essential since if I show you this one, there's a company logo here which is showing, and you can whitelist your company logo, or you can put your own HTML pages, right? I can select HTML file, I can select custom image, and I can change it as per my own requirements. So for this particular device, you can see I have two types of wallpapers, landscape and portrait, and I have put the same file in both of them, right? You can have different wallpapers for different orientation as well. Like for example, in landscape mode, you have one logo. In maybe a portrait mode, you have a different logo. So it is a fully customizable wallpaper. Plus, you can also have a different lock screen wallpaper. You just have to give the path of the file that you want to create the lock screen for. Now, if I scroll down a little bit, there are more important settings. Like for example, you can customize the text color, application order. You can enable or disable a full screen mode. You can hide the application titles, right? So there's also that we discussed previously, single application mode. Single application mode, uh, I'll just give an example. So we must have gone into several billing kiosk, or where you can order your food at your own will. You just touch the screen there, you order your food, you pay, and then you get a bill outside of that machine. So on those kind of kiosk environments, single application mode is very important, because always that screen should always be on, and that screen should always show a single app running in the background. There should be no interference for any with any other application, and users should only see that particular billing app on in the kiosk. So this is where this application single application mode comes into effect, and it helps you to it helps you to create that kiosk with this setting. Change password is something which every admin has to configure. So we secure the kiosk with the help of change password. So we just need to enter the passwords here and save this. Once we save it, the job will be created, the job will be modified, and you can apply this job to any device which will change the password accordingly. Okay. Now we'll come to shared device mode also in a while. We can also disable hardware keys. We can disable hardware keys, as in we can see we can block menu item, volume up, volume down, power button, right? Recent app. So everything is customizable. Like I can go to soft navigation keys. I can even block these home, back, and recent buttons. So the soft navigation keys are basically the keys that you see in the here. These are all the soft navigation keys. So we can also control these keys from directly from here. And okay, coming to the next part, we have the peripheral settings. So peripheral settings are mainly required if we want to control the peripherals. Like for example, we want to control the GPS, we want to control the Wi-Fi. So for example, GPS should always be on. So no user should be allowed to make it off. We can use this setting to make it always on. Now Wi-Fi should always be on, because obviously the kiosk will need connectivity for various type of operations, and we need to keep the Wi-Fi always on. It may happen that maybe some staff or some users by mistakenly have disabled the Wi-Fi, right? So we need to configure these settings in a way that even if somebody does a mistake, the kiosk is not affected. So that's why we use this peripheral settings. You can see there are multiple settings: Bluetooth, volume, airplane mode should never be on, it should be always off. So we are creating a kiosk that will ensure that the devices are always used as it is required. Okay. Now there are few more things. Like for example, I can suppress the notifications. I can control the status bar of the device. I can disable the USB cable, USB drives. I can disable OTG, external SD cards. So everything can be directly done from the Sherlock setting itself. Now, if I move on to the next sections of the SureLock, we have the SureLock Samsung knock settings, right? So Samsung knock settings is mainly for Samsung devices which supports knocks framework. Now, in the knock settings, we can control even factory reset, like disable factory reset, hard reset, soft reset. We can disable safe mode. We can disable USB. We can disable multi-window, NFC, SD card, status bar, everything, hardware keys. So all these are specially designed for Samsung Knox enabled devices, and these function are very advanced, and it is directly integrated within this Sherlock kiosk. Okay. Now, if I scroll down a little bit, you can see there are shortcuts. So shortcuts are important when we want to access some page or some system settings page or some application page which requires only certain screens to be visible. Like for example, if I take an example of system settings, right? In system settings, there might be an option where you change the password or the pin of your device. So in that case, we only need to allow the uh, lock screen page to the users so that they can change their passwords at their own will, and they don't have to contact admin every time to change the password, right? So for them, we can use a shortcut option where we can allow those lock screen password shortcuts, system setting shortcuts, and it will help the users to change their password. We also have an option to control the phone settings, like we can block all the calls, outgoing calls, incoming calls. We can also blacklist few numbers. We can block SMS as well, outgoing SMS, incoming SMS. SIM command can also be used in certain cases where device might be have very less internet connectivity. In that case, we can also use SIM commands to directly interact with our MDM agent, right? So these are very advanced settings that we have. Now comes the shared device mode. So shared device mode is a great thing. I mean, if I show you other setting, how it works, it will enable your single device to function on multiple users. Like for example, if I'm from the sales department and maybe someone from other team is trying to use this device, so every person has to enter their own credentials. By this, we ensure that the session created by the users are secure, and we are able to log those sessions. Even we can provide analytics to you in that form, like multi-user analytics. So which user has logged in at what time, when he has exited, what applications he has used. So that also comes under the analytics part that I'll discuss later. So in multi-user mode, uh, if I just show you a quick overview, so this is how you can create a sessions. I can just click on sign in, I can give the session pin, and I can log into my application. So as soon as I log into the session, it will give me my own set of applications. Suppose in a healthcare setup, maybe a doctor will have their own credentials, nurses will have their own credentials. So when doctor signs in with their own uh, credentials, he will only see his set of applications, and nurses can see their set of applications. So we maintain it via, we can create different profiles, and then we can assign those profiles to different uh, user type. And we also have an option for the server configuration. Like for example, in case I want to integrate my shared device mode via LDAP, so I will have an LDAP server from before, right? I just need to enter the server path, port number, distinguished names, and I will be able to log in with the identity provider. Okay. And this will ensure that the uh, session is created is always secure. Okay. And moreover, it enables multiple users to share a single Android device securely. So it streamlines operations industries like retail, hospitality, healthcare, and with flexible single sign-on integration, supporting Okta or maybe other INT providers or our built-in Sure IDP solution. It combines with the security via Sure Access, and it optimizes the device usage while ensuring compliance and data protection. So here, if you see, I can also use config from SureMDM server. I can use LDAP. I can use Azure AD. I can use any identity providers to integrate with my kiosk mode and use the shared device mode. Okay, let's come back now. All these settings that I'm creating, it's very easy to switch off the kiosk or maybe turn on the kiosk. all these settings can be replicated on a single device, on multiple device. I can select any of the groups. I can apply this device, this policy to the whole group, or I can just select a single device. I can click on apply button. I can just, apply this kiosk mode as a, yeah, okay, yeah. So this is initiated, and this is the device. So I have just reapplied the kiosk. You can see applying Sherlock settings, and you will be able to see a different set of applications, right? I can also see the 42 Gears website now, which I just allowed it uh, for my URL purpose. So you can see I can open any subdomain. I can go to download page, and I can see all the softwares that I need to download, and I can just go back and back to the home screen. So I can allow websites here as well, and I can replicate these settings to any set of devices. Okay. So now, as we know that kiosk is becoming a very necessity. They are quickly becoming a necessity. They are transforming the way we interact with customers. It's streamlining the operations, saving infrastructure cost. And this kiosk of SureMDM is available on Android devices, Windows laptops as well. Even you can whitelist applications for Mac and iOS as well. So that is a different solution. So obviously, this comes from the SureMDM, and kiosks are mainly Sherlock, which comes for Windows and iOS. If you are considering implementing a kiosk solution, I think this is the perfect solution. Yeah, it can reduce your cost, it can increase your efficiency, it can also offer a very good customer journey, because our kiosk solution is very simple to use, very easy to configure, and you'll not face much issues while dealing with the kiosk. Okay. Thank you for your time. I think I'm happy to answer any questions or share examples of how kiosks are already transforming the businesses, just like yours. And let me know if you want to have any extra slides, or I mean extra information about our kiosk mode. I'll be happy to answer your questions or share the details with you. Okay. Uh, with that, we come to the end of the webinar. So if you have any questions, please let us know. We'll be happy to help you.
Okay. Thanks, Ayush. That was nice and quick, helpful demo. We have some questions from our attendees. Let me read out a couple of them for you so that you can take up. So there is this question. If you create an HTML lockdown, is it possible to read the configuration set in the lockdown? Because then we could create custom dynamic lockdowns. We are looking for variables that can be read and updated so that lockdown can change dynamically based on those variables.
Of course, we could whitelist the HTML pages if required. Uh, but for the variables part, I think I need to check it. I think it might be feasible, because what I think about the question is, it's talking about the dynamic HTML changes, right? So as of now, we need to whitelist the URLs, and we need to paste it. I mean, we need to configure it and apply it to the devices. But let us check on this, and maybe we could contact you with the email with the answers. Okay.
Yeah. There is one more. Can you use this software to map network drives or run custom apps from network drives in Windows?
Uh, so this solution is mainly a kiosk solution where you whitelist whatever like applications and websites. Obviously, in the MDM, we could get what networks you are using, like for example, which Wi-Fi you are using, which LAN you are using, what is a MAC address, what is a IP address, what is a local IP address. Apart from that, there is no such network discovery. But yes, we have other solution in MDM which caters to the network discovery part. We could use the different types of integrations that we have with several network services, network providers, like Cisco, Aruba, ClearPass, and so many others. So for them, we had need to use MDM to for the network discovery features. In the kiosk mode, uh, you will only be able to whitelist the websites and get the analytics about that. like how much websites were used for what time, when it was opened, when it was closed. That type of information analytics you can get from SureLog.
Okay, thanks, Ayush. One more question. Is there any way to see the password to exit kiosk mode from the admin console?
Yes, I mean there is for the security purpose there is no option for the admins to see the password directly, but for exiting the kiosk we can use a script. Okay, we can use exit log script, and in that script we can document the passwords, and that exit log script has to be kept very secure with the admins, the proper admins that have access to. But in the kiosk setting itself, there is no option to see the password. So you need to create a record of it, and you can create an exit your log script. In that script, you can record it for your uh, records. That's all.
Okay, that's great. We have covered most questions and we have answered some of them in the chat. If you still have more questions, you can write to us at productmarketing@42guest.com. We would be happy to answer them. So, now as a next step, if you are ready to try this out, you can scan the QR code which is visible on the screen and sign up for a free trial, or you can even visit our website www.42guest.com to sign up for a free trial and experience yourself how SureMDM work, how kiosk work. There are many more features we have apart from kiosk also. Please do sign up and try to explore them. It will really help your businesses with the device management. Uh, and thank you. That brings us to the end of the session. Thank you so much for joining us today. We hope the webinar gave you a clear picture of how kiosk mode works and can secure your devices, help you cut costs and improve productivity. Thank you once again, everyone, and you all have a great day ahead.
Thank you all for joining. Bye.